Yay! I am live at last. Bit of a circuitous, interesting time. Couldn't get on for more than a few seconds. So I will just ask you to bear with me. Happy New Year. May not be on the 31st where you are, but it's early evening here in New Zealand on New Year's Eve. So I will just ask you to say hi, and I say hi to you. The energies are incredible. We really are on this very last part of the precipice, or the last couple of whirls around the whirligig before we're launched into our fifth dimensional world that is expected, this wave or the series of waves. Hi, Matt. Um, is expected to arrive in the next day or so by the end of this year, and we know that we end the year and begin the year earlier than everywhere else. So I'll speak more about that, but it is exciting. I am really excited about it, like on the inside and on the outside. These energies are so exquisite. They're so high. We are getting higher and finer frequencies every hour, every day. And this morning I was showing that it's like the wave that's coming in. It showed up, and I don't know whether that's for real or whether it's metaphorical, but it showed up pink. So I was watching these waves coming into the earth, into the outer atmosphere, and then into the inner atmosphere, and it showed up as this kind of lilac-y pink colour. Hello, Jills. Hello, Carla. Hello, Billy. Hello. Yeah, so they are, they are kind of, they're bringing in these, they're bringing us to higher consciousness. They are opening up the hearts and the higher hearts. So Gaia has said we're on, I think on the 22nd, on the solstice, we had this phase 3 of the higher heart opening. Hi, Stacey. So it probably feels a bit of a stretch for a lot of people. It feels like we've been waiting a long time, and maybe we're not quite there yet, but we're so on the edges of being there. So happy New Year, and let me begin. So I have notes. I went away and spent a few days with family over Christmas, which was lovely. And so these are notes from the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. So Gaia said it is important to focus on what is better, higher, and for the good of all. So do not get trapped and grabbed into some of the lower density stuff that is occurring. We are definitely watching the dissolution of the matrix of our old world, of the three-dimensional world. And it's important to know that that's part of our process, that will disappear as we bring in the new. And so don't get caught up in the argument of it. Remember that if you are arguing against something, you are adding energy to it. So just keep everything to that higher, lighter, finer frequency, and go to what is for the good of all. And sometimes, that can mean just allowing things to sit. Allow people to come to things in their own time. Don't feel that it's your role to convince anybody else to believe what you know or believe. So we're in extremely fast energies which enable quick manifestation, like incredibly quick manifestation. And if you haven't started playing with that, I recommend that you do, that you start making statements that have clarity, and that you just sort of put them right there in front of you, and use the word now or use the word today, and then that brings it into that now moment. Make sure it's speaking of and articulating what it is that you want, not what you don't want. So remember to frame your thoughts and desires in that format, in the appropriate format. Hello, Carla. Yes, Carla's saying, expecting 2023 to be the most excellent year. It will be, and I've got a lot that I've written about all of the various aspects of our world that I wrote a couple of months ago. But it's felt to me to be very important for us to be very present with exactly what is. Hello, Margaret. Happy New Year to you as well. So train yourself, if you haven't already, to be in continuous flow of your desire in terms of what and in terms of how you would like to see it show up. And leave the when as now or as today, and then allow the divine, amazing consciousness or God or creator to bring that to you in perfect timing. And I wrote an example here. I have a clear, gentle and smooth journey home. So that might be if you're driving or walking or taking public transport. Everything is always working out for me. The universe brings things and situations to me and for me. It's good to remember that sometimes when things don't happen in our timing, it's for our benefit. In fact, often it is. Many beautiful experiences come to me, and I find myself smiling and laughing in delight. So yesterday, that was on the 28th, I'm talking about yesterday. Yesterday I saw a clear white gold crystalline torus forming around the head of everyone. It was quite strange, really, but imagine that everyone has this white crystalline torus around their head. That was what I saw, and it was this introduction of us totally moving into our crystalline space and place. Hi, Dawn. Happy New Year to you too. Hi, Jackie. Oh, fantastic. That's brilliant, Jackie. So that's right. So on the 27th, I saw this crystalline white torus around the head. And then on the 28th, it became the best way to describe it is those ice creams that are like whipped, that they have that spiraling effect. They're poured or pumped into a cone. But you get that spiraling effect, as though you've dragged your fingers through it. Well, that was the shape that I was seeing around our entire bodies on that day, as though this crystalline torus around the head, like a pumpkin head, had morphed into that. So it looks softened and twisted and in this crystalline shape from head to toe, and was spinning super fast, as though we were in these incredible purification energies on that day. It was incredible how quickly it was spinning around our bodies. It was like being prepared for liftoff. So this shape was exerting finer purification of the physical form. And it does feel as though we've been in ongoing purification. And that is because the more that we can be purified, the more easily we can make this transition. We can do this morphing through this transition, through this transformation. So many now, I was shown and told, many more now in our world feeling the effects of this energy with a greater pull to be more still and more inner. And so many of you, hello Phoenix, are probably feeling that. There's there's a pull to maybe spend a bit more time on our own, and a bit of solitude and a bit of contemplation and breathing in and contemplating on our own heart space, on our own sacred flame. So I was shown on that day that there was this long line of humanity ready. So ready at the gate. And it was interesting because it got shown to me as a queue of two lines of people surrounded by two arcs, and that they were streaming into this gateway. The gateway wasn't open then. The gateway isn't quite open yet, but it's as though all that has to happen is, and it's open and we're through. And people, I got told, were being attuned now for the sonic angelic sounds. So you may have been feeling a bit of that in your body. I remember feeling, I think, some energetics in my body, as though I had maybe piano wires or guitar strings in my body. It was fine, sort of like that kind of energy. So these waves are attuning everyone. And just as a by the by, I got told that our own attunement helps our divine masculine. And the word given was tremendously helps. I was shown two views of Earth, one sitting on top of the other. And it was as though we could be viewing it. So in here is our third dimensional world, our three-dimensional Earth. And in there I could see it wasn't solid anymore. It was breaking up, was breaking down. And we know we've been in the dissolution of this. And then in the top was our fifth dimensional light-filled world. And it was becoming more solid, is a strange word to use, but it was becoming more into form. That's a better word to use. It was becoming more into form, able to see more of it. And that's our fifth dimensional, crystalline, higher dimensional space, light and frequency as we move into that. And many of you will be aware that you've been moving in and out of fifth dimensional space consciousness, higher mind, higher love, higher heart, higher consciousness. And so this has been collectively available. So at that point, Gaia said, collective availability to 5D Earth is still on track for the end of December, and will then come into greater form over the next few months. So it is that we're expecting this wave to come through that will tip us all into that over the next day or so. Okay, so what I mean by this is it will become more apparent and more visible and more obvious that we are existing in new light and new energies and new frequencies. And I had a message from someone earlier this morning who was saying that they were already observing that in terms of the clarity of nature in particular. So it's a little bit similar, Gaia was saying, to when we awoken. When light workers awoke, they could perceive their new world through 2 or 3 of their senses, but not all. And so it's like that. It's our fifth dimensional experience being perceived in a couple of ways, and we'll grow in strength with our perception through all of our modalities, if you like. And this will be the experience for many. So people who have been awake for a long time and have developed a lot of their gifts and are living in that higher frequency, it will be just a walk in the park for them. Many of you, it will be just like taking a step, and this will have this movement over the next day or so, and will be easily assimilated. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. For others, it may be more incremental. I'm really unsure about the nuances of that, but I can tell you what I've got. So Gaia is saying this will be the experience for many, a little dazed and confused, a bit dreamlike for many to begin with, but a gradual movement into the experience. So we may even feel like that. We may feel as though we're in a dreamy kind of space. And I know for me, over the last week or so, I've been feeling that. There are just times when I'm like that. Nothing is a worry, nothing is a stress. It's all very cruisy and easy and gentle and light. So those who have been awake for some time will be fully immersed in the experience of our 5D world, and many have already been mostly experiencing that, Gaia says. And then we moved on to the 29th, where I didn't write very much, but I wrote a lot of stillness in that energy. And I was feeling the energetic pressure of the day, particularly in the throat. So there has been energetic pressure coming through in the head, in the heart, in the throat. Also for people in terms of their vision and their psychic vision, their third eye and their physical eyes. For some in the solar plexus, for some in the sacral. Meditating and basking in the light, coming deeply into this earth is something that you can do during both the day and the night. We will be in the fifth dimensional energy of earth, and then we will become more and more affected by it as humanity and in the way that we operate. So as the collective will become more and more affected by it, but individually we'll be able to move with it, work with it, bathe in it. And then it will become the sort of collective mode of operating within it, will become more and more comfortable. So Gaia says relax, be gentle, be soft and rest, be open to receive these incredible lights, the solar flash, the sonic sound that we may hear, like angelic singing or angelic trumpets. So you can instruct your body to soften, to open, to receive. And also to receive the codes, because these lights are bringing in these incredible codes for us. You may still be purifying, healing, upgrading. Breathe love. Feel love. Feel love in your heart and exude love from your heart. Be love. Be in love with yourself and all that is. So we can really be sitting very strongly in the mode of appreciation, of gratitude, and of love, so that we are building the energetic of that. Be hydrated. Connect to nature with your bare feet in preparation for our big ascension wave, which is due any day, like today, tomorrow, the following day. By the end of this year, though, is what Gaia has said, and she is still saying that. You and we will all shortly see the fruits of our labour, your labour, on our new earth. So then on yesterday, I was showing that we are, gathered at that gate, but there needs to be an alignment for the gate to be opened. So humanity is gathered there and more are gathering. And then that was all I got around to yesterday. And then today, the energies are building. There's a storm brewing to bring collapse and renewal. Now, we know we're going to see collapse and renewal over time, but, this is this dissolution of the matrix, this false world that we've been living in. So this morning, you might be able to picture this Gaia. She was sitting, resting. She was sitting in the middle of her cave, further back, and she was aligning with the rhythm of the energy waves around the planet, and they are undulating and merging. That's what I was showing. So there's, they're continuously kind of coming intermittently, but they are merging and pulsing, undulating and coming together. I am showing that when this one wave comes, it's as though it momentarily breaks through the bow wave and hits the internal atmosphere, the atmospheric surroundings closest to the Earth, and then it washes over the planet. So it's been interesting trying to fathom this out, but the best way I can describe it is it shows up that this wave will come. Now, we will feel this wave, and it's likely that we may hear this, angelic tones, or we may feel these angelic, like a sonic sound in our bodies, and that's a bit of a clue that it's not too far away. So just know that when you hear that's what it is. It's like the forewarning signal. So I've been showing it as celestial notes, like the angels singing or the angels playing a trumpet, and I've been showing that you might feel it. It's so hard to explain, but it's like you feel the sound in your body, or you hear the sound in your body, but not necessarily in your external audio, but in your internal audio, like your clear audio. And then this wave will come through. So I've been showing that the wave comes through. If you imagine how the sun, like the dawn, how the dawn comes through, that's and it gradually opens up the day across the world. Well, I've been showing this wave comes through like that, but it's much quicker. So it washes over, and we will mostly, this is what I'm showing anyway, that mostly we will be guided to go to sleep. We will have a lot of off-planet help. No one needs to worry about anything or anybody else, and that we will just go to sleep, and so we'll be safely guided by other beings. So the other night, I did some solstice ceremony, and in my meditation, so we had this beautiful sound bowl bathing, and then we each went into our own meditation. So in my meditation, I saw that on the 22nd, that in that solstice portal, I saw this huge portal, and within the portal, I watched two main streams. So one was the stream of orbs, so like plasma spheres, orbs dropping on down, and they were a whole lot of new souls coming to the planet to assist us with this ascension. And down here were, the best way I can describe them is they look like plasma jellyfish. They sort of looked like, similar to that, if you like, and they were dropping down. And when I asked what they were, I was told they were the galactics. So the galactics are coming in to assist all of this. So they were coming in a way, they were coming in for two reasons. They were coming in as like insurance. They were coming in to bring in this higher frequency to bring us up. as a planet and as a species to assist in bringing up the frequency, and then they're here to help us through this time because they're already of this higher frequency, so they won't need to be having us sleep. The reason that we will be put to sleep is not to make us unable to experience it. It's so that we get ourselves out of the way so that we can integrate it into our form more easily. So if you've been following me I suppose I haven't said this for a while, but if you've been following me for a while, you would have heard me say that, I mean, we are, I see, I get all excited about it. I'm like a little kid about it. We are having this experience that no one in the multiverse has ever had. We are ascending, taking our physical form with us. Any other time in the history of the multiverse, as far as I'm aware, and what Gaia has told me, is that to ascend into a fifth dimensional space, people have moved into their light body. So their souls have left their physical body and they've taken on a light body. But we aren't doing that. We have been working with getting our physical bodies ready, so to house more light, to shift into crystalline structure. And so we are going to be doing that. Now, anybody who's not up to speed with that, they will be, I'm showing they will be taken off planet. They will be put into capsules. They will, or some kind of pod, and they will have their, what would you call it? Their regeneration into their crystalline form, and then they'll be returned. Now, in terms of timing, we're in the no time, space and place. We're in quantum. And so some of us may only sleep for a few hours and we may have integrated in that time. Some of us may need weeks. That's what I've been told. Anything from 3 hours to 3 weeks. And yet we're likely to all awaken at the same time because of the nature of the system of working in the quantum field. So I think that's all I need to say about that. Yes, let me see what else is here. So this very high frequency wave, which we have been in training for, you'll remember Gaia's been using this ascension fitness, ascension training, tempering the body, the frequencies, the lights, the codes coming in, this all coming in to reconnect our DNA back to 12 strands of DNA. That's what we are moving back to. Some of us may already be there, but many of us will be there. And it could be all of us really in the receipt of this wave. So we will take on more of our gifts. We'll take on more. Our psychic abilities will be beyond anything we've experienced in this form, in this earth, in this time since Atlantis. And we'll just be exploring doing things differently. We'll be setting up a whole lot of new systems and structures, but I haven't really wanted to talk about that because I really wanted to focus on this, and we should really enjoy this. We shouldn't be, in my view, let's not leap ahead. It's all going to be fine, cool, amazing, incredible, and so let's enjoy this incredible series of moments in time that we have got the privilege and pleasure of experiencing. So we've been in training for this, especially since June of this year. That's when Gaia's talked about the fact that we've begun receiving information in waves since 2012 for this. But since June, it's kind of elevated more. So this is going to hit our internal atmosphere closest to the Earth and then wash over the planet as a pink wave. That's how it showed up today, because it's all about love. We will have this instant transmutation effect, even though we may not realize it until we wake up. It's likely to make us to feel to lie down while it integrates in our bodies, and we will sleep. So we're at the end stage of gearing up, take that as you will, for our shift into fifth dimensional space and place in the galaxy, in our fifth dimensional bodies and our fifth dimensional world. And it's possible that it could happen in the early hours of the morning, but it's definitely on the agenda here. So today I've been shown twice. I've been asking to be given more information, and today twice I've been shown this idea that it washes over like the dawn opening up the day. A wash of light that travels over the planet in a similar way to how the daylight moves across the planet, but a lot faster than that. So we're moving from selfishness to selflessness, from fear to love, from power over to power within, to being empowered, from service to self, to service to others, from individuated to unity, into unity consciousness, so that we can build and be part of building our new earth in a new way of being that is whole and divinely guided, and we do that through being connected to our own internal divinity as we are coming home in here to our own internal sacred flame, that fractal of God, that fractal of creating or creator light that sits in the center of our energetic heart. And I thank you. I thank you for being here. I thank you for making a noise here, exploring this with me and being on this journey with me. So it's here, this whole thing that for such a long time, many of us have probably, many of you have been feeling a bit like me. It's all felt in the, off in the future, and it's here. It's right on our desk, on our doorstep, and so we can be, grounded, hydrated. Cheers. And know that we're going to be okay. There's so much off-planet assistance here for us to make sure that we're okay. And our bodies have been in training for the receipt of this. And so I will see you in 2023. I do have some information about the twins. I may... what do you think? Should I do it on here, or shall I think I'll pop off and then come back on about the twins, because we'll just put it to YouTube. Thank you. Put it to YouTube that it's going to let me back in. All right, so thank you so much. Happy New Year, everyone, and we will ride this wave, and we will be in this beautiful co-creation of your own life in each moment, and we will soon be in this place of celebrating our new way of being. So the the darker aspects of our world, anything that is inorganic, anything that cannot and does not fit and relate to our divine organic blueprint, it won't hold in its form and its structure and its molecular composition. It will dissipate, disintegrate. And it's the same with those who have dabbled in the evil. They can't come through beyond the fourth dimension. And so we don't need to worry about them. They will be attended to by beings beyond us, is my understanding. And so, a lot will dissipate, dissolve, deconstruct as we shift into this higher dimensional space. All right, so I'll be back on in 5 minutes and I'll let you know what I have got about the twin divine counterpart journey. Much love. Happy New Year.